What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a quick update video about some of the improvements and changes that I've made here in the indoor simulator setup. So first and foremost, as your eye probably catches, new projector. Really happy with it so far. Got a budget projector. I'll get into that in a little bit on Amazon, but so far compared to my other old 720p, about 15-year-old Epson projector, even before HDMI's were around, I was having to use like a VGA, which is like an old monitor cable converter, to be able to even use that. But from the videos I've done so far, you couldn't even see the screen, and I have the same like box light over here, kind of that's facing me, so you can see me a little bit. I've been moving that around a little bit. I know over here I probably get out of the light just a little bit, so I'm a little bit darker. But I think this is about how the setup and how the videos are going to look going forward, at least for the time being. Happy to hear any comments, questions, any kind of suggestions down below that I can maybe add here to make things even better. But I have a little bit of a list written down with the prices of what I paid and the things that I add, just so I didn't forget anything. But like I said, first and foremost, Projector on Amazon. So I'll link down below all the exact links that I used. If you guys are building out an indoor simulator, maybe you're looking to add something or improve something that you already have, I'll add the exact links, so at least I'm kind of somewhat of a guinea pig for some of this stuff and know that at least so far it's been working well for me, and if you guys want to upgrade any of it. But I do have the square up. I'm just on the GS Pro range, but first and foremost, the projector. So originally, I did a ton of research. Ideally, if you guys have the money and you have the budget, I know there's a big debate between 4K, depending on what you're running GS Pro on, 4K projectors, the screen you're using. If it's worth it, going 1080p or 4K. Short throw is ideal. This is not a short throw. Short throw would be able to be even closer and would remove the shadow of my head here. Up next, I am going to offset. It's one of the things I've been meaning to do. I'm going to offset GS Pro and show you guys how I do that. I haven't looked into that yet and tried to do it, so we're going to do it together on the fly the very next video after this. But short throw projector, it would be closer. If you guys are short on room, you probably have to do that, but those are significantly more expensive. And if you're really looking for a quality projector, whether it's BenQ, Epson, Optima, one of those big names, you're looking anywhere possibly from 500 on the very low end, maybe if you're getting one used, but usually most of those are like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So I wasn't, for my very first projector, besides the one that I had, wasn't looking to spend that. The picture looks really good at the end of the day. It's just a golf simulator. I'm projecting it onto an impact screen, which isn't quite as crystal clear and crisp as like a regular movie projection would be in like a theater room or anything. But originally the projector was $139.99. There was a $30 coupon, so it brought it down to $110, and a grand total after tax, I paid $117.69 for this projector. So it's a native 1080p projector. I bought a mount for it as well, which is a cheap little mount. This thing is, they call it a mini projector. It's not that small. I think they just do that on Amazon. You never know what you're going to get. You can see all the specs. It was 800 ANSI lumens. I think they didn't have the conversion to the regular lumens, but it's in the high 20,000s. Who knows, again, with Amazon, sometimes you get the white lumens versus the color lumens. I went down the rabbit hole with projectors for about 2 weeks and eventually just kind of got fed up at looking at all the different options and finally just decided to pull the trigger on something. But for basically just under $118, I've been very happy with it so far, and I bought a cheap little mount for $8.55. But it's a native 1080p projector. I only run GS Pro. I run GS Pro on 1080p Ultra, so definitely 4K would have brought the price way up even if I was going budget on Amazon. So I wanted to go 1080p, so native 1080p, but it does support up to 4K. So it is capable of doing that, from my understanding. Even though it's capable of that and they advertise it as a 4K projector, it's really just a 1080p. But I mean, that's the main thing, and really just I know it's not filling up the entire screen. You can see my shadow, but I've said it multiple times. Going with the perfect square impact screen, it allows me to rotate it 4 ways and essentially get 4 times the use out of the screen, because the way I'm set up over here, I'm offset pretty far to the right. So for me, my straight line is basically this bag over here. So all my wear and tear is going to end up being down here, and then I can rotate it in all the corners because it's a perfect square versus going a 16:9 or even a 4:3 screen, and I can just continuously rotate it. So when this section down here gets beat up and torn and worn, I just switch it up there. Yeah, maybe those numbers won't look as good, but then you got a whole new section to beat up and get 4 times the life out of it. But the projector is the main thing, really makes it a lot more immersive. It's way brighter. I still have the light on, like I said, so if you go back and look at my videos before, this is a massive upgrade. And kind of the same thing with TVs, how expensive those used to be. Same thing, I mean, electronics in general have just come down like crazy, but very, very good deal. Even if you paid full price for it, like $140, for a projector like this, the way this looks, with even my screen not being perfectly flat, there's still some ripples in it and whatnot. To me, this is bright enough, and I could have spent $1,000 and maybe it would look similar anyway. So very, very happy with that. After that, I deconstructed everything. On your end, it's going to look about the same, but I added the hospital curtain track, which essentially I bought a 32.8, I believe it was. Again, I'll link everything down below. You can look at the specs of everything, the projector, all the different items that I bought if you want to buy what I bought, because you know it works, or at least it's been working. But I bought a hospital current track, so everything here, including the screen, is all on a sliding track with 80 rollers, and there was like 100 hooks. So I have the black tarps behind, which are connected to it. I have all the netting around me in a U-shape connected to it, and then I have the impact screen connected to it too. So I haven't tested it yet, but the idea here is if I need to, I can basically bring everything on the sliding rack, pull everything here, pull everything this way, and tuck it all on that sliding track. So versus having something more permanent, I just originally had it up with zip ties and those ball bungees just to test it out, but my dad helped me out with it. Took everything down, put it back up. It took us like 2 days to get everything here. Go figure. I mean, some of the stuff with Amazon, it was cheap. It was only for the hospital current track for 32 feet. We got the black one. It was, this is, the projector as well was after tax. This is as well after tax. It was a grand total of $43.86. So I mean, for 40 bucks, have it to where I can get it out of the way if I need to use this space, which I will need to do, and I'll test out how intensive it is to, which shouldn't be much. I mean, it's just on a roller. I'm not gonna show you guys and pull it all to the side, just because the whole point of the black tarps is kind of block out the stuff that's around it. But should be able to just push this all this way, push that way, and just put a bungee cord around it and kind of tuck it back and away when it's not in use. After that, I added a pin light over here, which you can see on the ball. A lot of people have it. I saw Joe Legowski just did a video on his. People were apparently asking a lot of questions about that. But this thing was also really, really cheap. It came with a remote, which is awesome. So I ran an extension cord. That thing's permanently plugged in. And then every time I come out here versus having to climb up there, possibly plug in an extension cord or turn it on, this thing just easily goes on and off with the remote, which is awesome. You can change. There's 4 different colors, so there's red, green, blue, and white. There must be like a lens that goes over it, because the white, I have it lined up where it's pretty close to the middle. The red, if you see this, it kind of shifts. It's shifted forward. The blue kind of shifts back over here, and then the green kind of shifts this way and forward. So I'm thinking there's maybe a sliding lens that goes over it. I'm never going to use anything besides white, which is the best. But as far as the videos go, I just have this here so you guys can actually see me. If I'm doing a live stream or whatever, you guys have seen that. But for your average user out there, if you're not doing videos or anything, you wouldn't even need that light. And this pin light right here allows you to have the room as dark as possible to make the projector look as bright and as good as possible, and still be able to see where the ball is, where your club is. And I do have the square on. So if this thing was off, I guess I'll turn it off real quick. You guys won't be able to see me. But this would be a better representation of if you guys had a simulator and you're looking to build one. This is what it would look like. So obviously the projector got even brighter now. Hopefully it didn't mess with the camera too much, but still plenty of light where you can see where the club face is, you can see where the ball is, and you can easily... Oh, that's a Shank. That's fitting. That's a nice Hosel rocket for the video. I was going to say easily, but you can still swing. You can still see what you're doing. You can see where the ball is. You can see where the club face is. All right, that was at least contact. That was the first swing of the day, first 2 swings. So just a little choke down approach wedge, but I'm going to turn that light back on. But I think that just adds to the overall quality of it. Some of these things that I've been doing between like the black tarps around, yeah, it blocks out some of the light, but really that's just to make it look a little bit prettier, just for the video sake. If you guys were doing it, you could just get away with the nets. You wouldn't even have to have the tarps. Same thing with the light. And this pin light, I think, just one makes it look a little bit better, a little more professional, I guess you would say. But I do like the like the added benefit of being able to make this as dark as possible, be able to turn this on. And that thing was also really cheap. I consider myself a savvy shopper. So same thing with the projector. I look at reviews, I look at prices, I look to see if it's maybe like a Chinese kind of knockoff where there looks to be like 4 or 5 that are just white label products that all look the same that maybe have different prices. I kind of factor all that stuff in, but all I have to say, I don't just search it one time and buy the first thing that comes up. I try to do a little bit of research, but this pin light was the second cheapest one when I bought it on Amazon, and it was the cheapest one with the remote. And I mean, just for a light, you don't need too much. You just mount it up there. It was pretty easy to put up, but that came to a grand total of $16.04. So about cheap as it gets for 15 bucks. Make a little bit of improvement. Just these little tiny added benefits here and there as you improve things kind of add to the overall experience and the immersiveness of using the simulator. After that, added a couple more gym tiles back here. So before you guys could see the concrete back here, there was some carpets under here. I just added 6 tiles. They're 2 by 2 feet. I just added 6 more back here. Maybe in the future I'll add a couple back here, but at a certain point I'd have to cut it out over here, which I'll get to this in a second, but I'd have to cut it out over here. Maybe it would make it look a little bit better, but for now this makes it look like a little more cleaner, polished, finished look. Stops the ball when I hit it. It bounces here versus possibly hitting the concrete, deadens it a little bit, and just thinks I think it looks a little bit better. So I had some here originally, added those. I've been getting the 6-pack of the tiles. Came to a grand total of $21.39. Again, kind of savvy, or try to be savvy at least with some of the stuff I'm buying. So those are pretty much the cheapest gym tiles. Again, I'll link everything down below if you're curious any of these products. I already went over the projector mount. The Shank tank, which you guys should have seen a video on, built that out. That's a lot more robust. That's new. Again, I feel like I had to do an update video because I've been doing live streams. So if you guys have been tuning into those, you've seen some of this stuff. But the videos that I've been posting, like actual videos on the channel, this is the first time with the projector on. So I felt like I was kind of obligated instead of just going right into a round, showing you guys and kind of explaining what I did and the things that I added versus just kind of playing around with things that don't look the same as they used to. But the Shank tank, I did a full video on that. The square's in there, hooked up right now. Very, very robust. Right now is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Had friends and family over for Thanksgiving yesterday, and a younger family member actually shanked one right off of there, and the thing didn't even budge. There's no mark, there's no crack. Feel very, very confident, safe, and secure that my investment in the square that I paid for out of my own money is going to be fully protected. And younger family members, people that are inexperienced, I feel comfortable letting them try it because I know that 1/4-inch plexiglass sheet is going to be more than enough protection. So I'm not going to purposely shank one, but even just one-handed shots, I feel fine. Just gripping and ripping here, let anyone use it that they may want to. After that, those are the main things that I bought and had to add. The other things that I added, I already had, but the main one being the Country Club Elite mat. I was debating, if you guys caught one of the live streams, I was debating buying a full-size one. It actually is on sale right now. Usually they're $600 for a 5x5 Country Club Elite mat. It would be nice, but I already had the strip. This is the very first mat that I bought. I'll link it down below. I bought it a few years ago. If you guys go all the way back on my channel, the very first couple videos, I was in the backyard with the net. I was standing in a dirt pit before I added anything, and this is the very first mat I had. So figured I already had it. I added some double-sided Velcro tape underneath to kind of secure it. Just offset it over here. I switched this mat around just because where I was hitting from, the mat. I still really like this mat for what it was. It was like $69. I can link this too, but this is really cheap, 5x4 hitting mat. The white line didn't seem to mess with it, but now no problems at all with that using the hitting strip. But use this as a stance mat. I flipped it around because where I was hitting from was over here, and kind of the more coarse, the way it comes, again, it's kind of hard to explain it, but the kind of coarser, more plasticky material that the grass is coated with, that it comes with. As I was hitting shots, you get that green residue on your club that starts to wear away, and there's not a low spot, but now the grass where I was hitting from is a lot softer, so I just put a couple pieces of mat under there just to prop it up. But even with driver, my heels only come to here, so you don't even feel it. But switch this around, added the Country Club Elite mat, which I already had, and I mean, it's a premium mat. It costs $600 for a reason. Right now, it's on sale for $450, I believe, so about $150 off for Black Friday. I was debating it, but again, I could buy 10 of these, and I could buy like 10 more strips for that same price. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with this for a while. It's fine. It is basically twice as thick as this. This mat is up on more gym tiles underneath, so this thing is basically twice as thick as this. Better on the joints, better on wear and tear. I know Bogeyman Bill and Uneven Par also converted over to Country Club Elite, and they're one of the more premium hitting mats and strips that you can buy. So better on the elbows, better on the shoulders, everything like that, and also way more accurate when you actually hit it fat because it's so thick. You can put a real tee into it, but it actually grabs the club, and it feels like if you're going to really hit something chunky, it's a lot more representative versus sometimes with these cheaper mats, the club just kind of skips off of it, and you kind of drop kick the ball without really getting penalized for a really bad strike. Versus this, if you hit one fat, the club's really going to grab into it, and it's going to stop it. So overall, I figured I had it. Might as well add it. After that, I added some ceiling protection. Sometimes I crop the video, but I left this out. So you can see like the black ceiling up here. I didn't do anything on the beams, so there are beams running here, which is why I've been a little bit hesitant to hit driver. This ceiling protection, believe it or not, the reason why I didn't add that to the list of what I bought is because I already had that. I had the mat, and these up here are actually industrial grade. I got them at Home Depot like 2 years ago. They're industrial grade, really heavy duty black trash bags that I taped a couple together. If you didn't know what they were and you just looked at it, you would think, oh, it's just some like ceiling like fabric protector. It actually looks pretty good. I just nailed it up there. But that's what I put up there, make it again a little bit better. Add some ceiling protection to where if you hit a really high flop shot or a sky ball, it is going to stop it. The only thing that I didn't do, which I may debate doing, is adding some pool noodles maybe along the beams, just because in between is fine. But if I did happen to hit a sky ball or a really high wedge shot and it caught one of these beams, it would go bouncing. That one didn't hit the beam. I won't be able to do it on command, but that would ricochet off the wood with just the trash bag over it. But just those little things, again, that add to the overall experience, make it look a little bit more finished and polished. And just for trash bags that I already had, feel like it actually looks decent. And again, I was almost hesitant not to say it because I was kind of doing things on a budget-friendly type of way. And trash bags aren't the most professional thing in the world, obviously. But it does look pretty good. So it goes to show that there's different options that you can explore, different things. Maybe if you think a little bit outside the box on some of these things of what you can do. And wrapping this up finally after that, the only other thing I did was just I added a snack tray, which I also already had, and I have a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse. I know I just walked over here, but now, because the projector is actually brighter, I can use my mouse. If you can see this mouse moving around, I can also do... I press O. I have just a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse, so I can actually look when I'm playing around. I can pick out my start line, change things around if I want to move something left or right. I just press the flyover of the range here. But all that to say, I have a snack tray and a wireless and a keyboard and a mouse, which I was using before, but now it's actually closer over here facing the screen, so I can look at the projector that's now a lot brighter and be able to use that there versus walking over to my laptop when I couldn't even see the projector, how dull it was before. But that's about it. Again, very happy. If you guys have any recommendations or anything I could possibly do better here to make this even more improved. This has been a slow but sure process of... Oh, that's another shank. All right, we're not going to keep hitting shots. Slow but sure process of kind of piecing things together here and slowly adding things to make it look a little bit better, make the functionality better. And overall, I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten to thus far. I don't know if there's any other big things I need to cross off the list of what I want to do. I can't think of anything else that like I really want to add. The projector, again, was like a really big thing that added to the overall immersiveness. Country Club Elite, because I had it, figured might as well use it. But I am planning on doing a full, in-depth, detailed video of the exact things that I bought here to make this all happen and the exact links and the total price of what I paid to be able to set this up. So if you guys are curious, maybe you have a garage space that maybe wasn't able to work before if you had like a Garmin R10 like me because of the space requirements, but now with something like the Square, I'm only less than 5 feet. I'm 4 feet 8 inches from this white line to the front of the screen. So if you have maybe even a section of your garage, like I kind of am, small on space, but maybe you could think you could get it to work. I'm going to be doing a full, detailed, in-depth video of everything I bought, everything that I paid for, and give you guys a grand total at the end of that. Maybe if you can start planning for that, maybe put some money aside if you're looking to jump into the sim space, which is very, very awesome and allows you to kind of just pop out here and there, hit some balls, play some rounds. You save a ton of money on range balls. You save a ton of money on greens fees. Of course, nothing replaces real life golf. I don't think anything ever will. But if you're short on time, you can come out, play 18 holes, 9 holes, hit some balls, and keep the swing going, especially in the off season here. Keep the rust off, and then get back out on course and enjoy the actual on-course rounds. But hopefully I don't hit any more shanks. I am gonna, I think, try to play a couple videos here and play a couple holes. But those are the big main improvements here. So like I said, I just wanted to kind of get this video out so I didn't just start playing around and you guys are wondering, whoa, new projector, you didn't even say anything, or you added a mat or the pin light. So this kind of is just a little informative video of the things that I've added. But like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been pinning down below a 10% off coupon from SimSpace Golf to get the Square Golf for $40 cheaper than what I even paid. I bought it on the Square Golf UK site when they were still doing worldwide shipping. I believe they're pushing all of their direct traffic as far as the US goes, which I'm in the US, over to squaregolf.com. But I don't believe they have any more discount codes. So if you guys want to save some money, you can actually get the Square for closer to $600 and $700. I paid $669.98 all said and done from the UK site, between the included VAT tax or whatever it's called, shipping, import fees, all that stuff. And right now, if you use the promo code HRG10, short for Hosel Rocket Golf, so HRG10 for 10% off, I'll have that down below all spelled out and the exact link to it. But you can get the Square for a grand total of $629.99. So as far as I know, that's the cheapest price you can possibly get it. And I have heard rumors that the Square may be going up in price because they've been selling like hotcakes. But awesome, value packed, very feature rich, value rich unit. So far I've been loving it, so keep that in mind. But like I said, wrapping this one up, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.